What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Raw recap. We start off tonight with John Cena coming out to the ring. He cuts a promo about WrestleMania and says that he has to win at the Elimination Chamber. Then we have The Miz coming out, who runs down John Cena, and The Miz says that he thinks he can beat Brock Lesnar. What? John Cena then challenges The Miz to a match that whoever loses will be the first one to enter the Elimination Chamber. The Miz says no, and the Miztourage jump John Cena. Kurt Angle comes out and says, yeah, this is going to be a good match, and sets it up and ejects the Miztourage from the ring. So this brings our first match, Cena versus The Miz. Right as soon as the bell rings, The Miz tries to pin John Cena. There was a decent amount of offense in this match. There was a whole lot of submission moves as well. The Miz tried to do the skull-crushing finale from the top rope, which pretty much telegraphed John Cena pulling off the Super AA on The Miz for the pin. This is a pretty good match that let it go for a good long time, but we have more Elimination Chamber matches coming up later tonight. We then have Gallows and Anderson versus the Revival. While the Club are walking out to the ring, the Revival come up and jump the Club. During this match, Michael Cole said that the Raw Tag Team division is very competitive. My ass. How do you call it competitive when all we see is the Bar versus either whoever Seth Rollins is teaming up with, either Jason Jordan or Roman Reigns, or Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil? That's not very competitive. I'd like to see some more people going up against the Bar, but we'll have to see when that happens. This is a pretty decent match. The Revival took out Luke Gallows' knee, basically neutralizing him from the match, and then they got the Shatter Machine on Carl Anderson for the win. Like I said, it's a pretty decent match. I'd like to see them push the Revival just a little bit more. Then we have Kurt Angle coming out with an update on Jason Jordan. He says, due to the surgery for his neck, he will be missing WrestleMania. With that announcement, the crowd starts cheering, and Kurt Angle says that he is very disappointed in the crowd's reaction. Then Seth Rollins comes out. He cuts a promo about how he injured his knee and missed WrestleMania, and that he wants a shot at Brock Lesnar, and is told the only way to do that is through the Elimination Chamber, and there's already a fatal four-way match later on tonight to determine the final spot. Kurt Angle then turns to the crowd and asks them if they want Seth Rollins added onto it, and the crowd says yes. We then have Bray Wyatt cutting a promo about tonight's fatal four-way. Which brings us to our next match, Bayley versus Sasha Banks. This is a pretty good match. Sasha Banks was working on Bayley's shoulder, but Bayley got Sasha Banks into the Bayley-to-belly suplex for the pin. Like I said, this is a really good match as well. They let it run on for a good time. After the match, it looked like Bayley and Sasha Banks were going to shake hands, or probably in Bayley's case, hug. But Nia Jax gets in the ring and knocks down both Sasha Banks and Bayley, giving each of them Samoa drops, and then cuts a promo that says that she's going to be the one to end Asuka's undefeated streak. We then have Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. What the fuck? We then have Elias in the ring, wasting time as normal, singing a song about the Elimination Chamber. Then Braun Strowman saved the bit up on the ramp with a bass, which he broke in the process of trying to play, running down Elias in the process. Strowman heads to the ring, gets into a fight with Elias. Strowman beats up Elias, and as Elias is starting to walk up the ramp, Strowman comes out, grabs the bass that he was trying to play, and breaks it over Elias's back. We then have Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. This was an match. I really wasn't too impressed with it. I honestly didn't know where they were trying to go with these two people. Sheamus came down from the top rope and caught a spear from Roman Reigns for the pin. Again, I don't know where they were going with this. I guess it was just a filler match. Which brings us to our main event, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy, Apollo Crews, and Finn Balor to determine the final spot in the Elimination Chamber match. This is a pretty good match. There was a lot of offense, a lot of back and forth between everybody, and a whole lot of near falls as expected in these kinds of matches. Bray Wyatt got Apollo Crews up on the top rope, looked like he was about to suplex him, but Finn Balor and Seth Rollins powerbomb Wyatt and Crews off from the top rope, and then Finn Balor and Seth Rollins both pin Wyatt. Afterwards, Balor and Rollins argue over who pinned Bray Wyatt, and with this we end tonight's Raw. Later on, there was a live video on Facebook with Kurt Angle announcing that at the Elimination Chamber, there will be 7 competitors instead of 6, adding both Finn Balor and Seth Rollins to the match. This was an alright Raw. There were a couple of low points. I would have to say, if anything, it was average. Once again, we're going to the well with Absolution.
Bruh.
The only difference in this match is we added Alexa Bliss, but it's basically the same thing. The Fatal 5-Way was pretty good, and everything else was pretty decent as well. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, or what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.